Now let's take a look at the precautions to be observed when carrying out an operation on the valve timing. This procedure applies to all types of drive. The procedure for removal consists firstly of aligning the marks by rotating the crankshaft and locking the engine with a pin. The belt, the chain or the sprockets must then be removed. After removing the drive, you must never turn the crankshaft nor the camshaft. It is essential that you refer to the technical documentation before removing the valve timing components. Rupture or damage to a timing belt can be caused by the following: belt staining caused by an oil leakage, failure to comply with the replacement interval, damage to the belt during storage or when fitting, failure to comply with the correct tightening torques and the parts to be replaced, failure to comply with the information relating to cleanliness during the fitting process, incorrect alignment of the pulleys. Now let's look at how to replace a timing belt. A timing belt is removed by aligning the marks by turning the crankshaft, then locking the engine with a pin. Any removed belt must be replaced. The tensioning roller and the fixed rollers must be replaced. Once the belt is refitted, it must be tensioned using the manual tensioning roller or positioning the automatic tensioning roller. You should always refer to the technical documentation to find out about the special refitting procedures for each engine type. Now let's look at measuring the belt tension. The tension is a force expressed in newtons present on the inside of the belt. Belt tension cannot be measured directly. In the case of a manual tensioning roller, a vibration is measured depending on the tension. When a belt is tensioned and under load, it vibrates at a frequency proportional to the tension. There is therefore a direct relationship between the vibration frequency of the belt, the length of belt used, and the tension in the belt. It is this vibration frequency that is measured. Now let's take a look at the belt tension measuring device. The measuring device should ideally be positioned at the center of the belt section to obtain a stronger, more precise signal that is easier to measure. The measurement does not depend on the vibration excitement force or the position on the belt section. The belt tension values, measured in Hertz, together with the measuring point, are provided in the technical documentation. Now let's look at the checks to be carried out before removing and refitting a timing chain. After having aligned the marks and locked the engine with a pin, the chain must firstly be released and then removed. Before refitting, it is essential to carry out the following operations. Check for any traces of wear on the chain housings and sprockets. Check that there are no splits or excessive wear in the chain. Clean all the joint faces. Check that any thread holes have no oil within them. Check that the sprockets are correctly aligned. You should always refer to the technical documentation to find out about the special refitting procedures for each engine type. Lastly, let's look at the specific operations relating to removal and refitting a series of sprockets and a balancer shaft. When refitting, it is essential to carry out the following operations. Check that there are no traces of wear on any of the sprockets before refitting them. Check the alignment of the teeth on the free play adjusting sprocket. Check the tooth clearance for all of the sprockets. When refitting the balancer shaft timing must be checked. The tooth clearance for the balancer shaft sprockets and the crankshaft toothed wheel must also be checked using a special tool. You must refer to the technical documentation to find out about the special procedures involved.